we haven't actually done before, and that is just taking a compilation of all the conversations I've had with people on this podcast about their experiences on the Alcan Highway and putting it together into a compilation piece where you can kind of get a good sense for what it's like coming up here on the Alcan Highway in one centralized location. Well, let's go ahead and look at some of the nitty-gritty details of you guys getting up here to Alaska then. So what were some of the big challenges you guys had to kind of work through as you were making that move from California to Alaska?
I think one of the hardest things for us was we sold probably 95% of our stuff.
Yeah.
And that was kind of hard to give up, and thinking about kind of the money we spent on all that stuff, and we kind of had to just start over. That I think that starting over with material like items was difficult, but not bad because we sold everything.
Yeah.
So it's not like we threw it away, but that was hard.
And then shipping the rest of the stuff we did want to keep.
Yeah.
Up here. So
yeah, we had the car fully loaded.
Yeah, for our drive up there. So we shipped like 14 boxes of our belongings up to Alaska, and we drove just as much as we could, as much stuff as we could put in our car. We did, and then just started the drive.
Yeah.
So how much is that's a question I get so often from people wanting to move up here, is how much did the shipping cost?
Well,
that's hard for us to explain.
Yeah, so the quote that I got at full price for my 14 boxes was around $3,000.
Oh, gotcha.
That's 14 boxes, and I think it was close to 600 pounds of just our household items. So 600 pounds into 13 boxes cost about $3,000, maybe a little bit more.
I didn't realize you got the quote for that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got a big discount because I did it through my job. So
gotcha. Okay. So I guess kind of a dumb rule of thumb, and I'm not even sure if anyone should take this to the bank or even use it as a rule of thumb, but what is that? $20 per pound? Is my math working out?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, that seems about right.
But we were looking, because we were thinking about honestly hiring a semi company to ship all of our stuff, because we really didn't want to give it up. And we got a quote for $5,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So that was our rough estimate, was around $5,000.
We also looked at getting a U-Haul.
Oh,
and that was still around like $4,000 to $5,000. And thank goodness we didn't, because of driving through Canada. Once you get too close to the Yukon, the road conditions during the winter time are not the best for a U-Haul.
Right. Yeah, that's not what most people are doing for fun in January.
Yeah, that drive we did not expect. We did not expect that drive.
Yeah. So what? Well, I guess that takes us to the next thing most people are going to ask questions about. So how was that drive through the Alcan?
It was tough.
It was like starting in Los Angeles, working our way through Oregon, then Washington. It was easy.
That was easy.
Yeah, but then you get into Canada, and the first portion of Canada is good just because it's all city and everything like that, and it's all maintained roads. It's once you start leaving like the first couple of towns out of Canada, it started getting rough, especially past Prince George.
Yeah.
Because during the winter time, at least, there's not many gas stations, not many lodges. We definitely had a hard time. There was a few times where we were like kind of really starting to panic because we think we might run out of fuel, because we just kept going from gas station to gas station that were all closed, and we couldn't find one that was open.
Yeah, we didn't plan that out, because we're like, oh, there's gas stations on the map, like they're open. No, they're not.
No,
no, they're not.
And then you lose cell service like closer to the Yukon, and then you start really just wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, like just really the way it works. Like you're gonna run out of gas when you're super remote, so you've had enough gas to get to that point, but that's also
Yeah.
where you're gonna lose self-perception. So
Yeah.
not a great place to be in the wintertime.
No.
No, I mean, it was beautiful and everybody we met was completely nice. But at one point, I think for like 3 hours, we were going 30 miles an hour because it turns into a dirt road for a good chunk of time. And it was pure ice.
Yeah.
And they were out there trying to plow. And we went through an avalanche area. And I think an avalanche recently just happened before we drove through because only one lane had
Yeah.
was a lane and the other lane was just all this snow and they had all their machines out there. So it could be dangerous. We saw lots of wildlife